Hi, my name is Chikako Wangberg, and I represent the amazing Biometrics company where we provide top-notch biometrics identifiers to all corners of the globe, hoping soon to be in the LAX area. Fingerprinting is a reliable method when identifying an individual. Fingerprints have provided accurate identifications of criminals for over 100 years. They are so effective that identical fingerprints have never been found out of the billions of humans who have registered. The tiny friction ridges are what make each fingerprint unique, which is why fingerprinting is super accurate. Unlike facial features, fingerprints relatively do not change over time unless you directly augment them or catch a disease such as leprosy. Before computers, fingerprints were compared by hand. Most of the time, the fingerprints from a crime scene were smudged or incomplete, so it was hard to compare fingerprints. Now that we have computers, it is way easier to compare fingerprints. When your fingerprint is being enrolled or verified, it is analyzed for features called minutiae. Minutiae are where the lines in a fingerprint split or terminate. The computer will measure the distances and angles between the minutiae, then use an algorithm to convert the measurements into a unique numeric code. Comparing the fingerprints at this point is just comparing the different codes. If the codes match, then the prints match. There are two main ways to scan a fingerprint: an optical scanner and a capacitive scanner. An optical scanner will shine a bright light over your fingerprint and basically take a digital photo. A capacitive scanner electrically measures your finger by building up a picture of your fingerprint and measuring the distances between the hollows and ridges on your finger. Optical scanners are more effective because they have a high durability, produce large, high-quality images, and have a low manufacturing cost, which will be beneficial to LAX if you were to adopt us as a biometrics partner. Optical scanners also have a long lifespan and require virtually no maintenance. Capacitive scanners, on the other hand, require maintenance, produce smaller images, and are susceptible to damage. Capacitive scanners are also super expensive, and with the maintenance and repair costs, it will all add up, which is why the investment in us is an investment for everyone.
Kan jag gå? Jag är en good.
Yeah.
The concept behind the earprint biometrics scanner uses some of the most simplistic yet accurate human recognition software known to man. The practice is similar to the commonly utilized fingerprint scanner. Just as every fingerprint is specific to an individual and their unique biological structure, no two ears are the same. The program utilized to find and reproduce a three-dimensional model of the ear is known as an image ray transform. It is a shape-finding algorithm, and it uses the intricate and unique traits of the ear to identify a person by simply taking a picture. The ear biometrics have supporting studies which prove to be on par with fingerprint scanning. For one, similar to fingerprints, the external portion of the human ear is formed within the first 18 weeks of development, and generally undergoes no changes into adulthood. This allows a lifetime identifier for individuals of all backgrounds. In addition, there are methods to alter or obscure fingerprint identifiers using methods like superglue, sanding, and latex gloves to mask the fingerprints. These augmentations would be near impossible to identify from a distance, whereas any augmentation to the ear would be obvious to detect. We at the amazing Biometrics company believe that the inclusion of earprint identifiers would allow the airports of LAX to have the most tightly knit security system in the world. Now, we will see it in use at a foreign airport. Diddle-a-doo, 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 diddle-a-doo.
識別母音してください。耳印刷してください。
Hello, and I'm from the amazing Biometrics company, otherwise known as ABC. LAX is in need of a new biometric system rather than the old fingerprinting and for foreign flights and plain old photo ID. Game biometric system is harder to forge than just a normal ID and is unique to everyone's body. How it works. Gait, the coordinate cyclic combination of movements that result in human locomotion, repeats as the walker cycles between steps with alternating beat. It is both the coordinated and cyclic nature of this motion that makes gait unique to you. Gait recognition is a recognition of some salient property, such as your identity, your style of walk, or pathology, based on human locomotion. In biometric gait recognition, the salient property is identity. Factors that play a role include terrain, footwear, such as if someone's wearing shoes or not, muscle development, fatigue, training, cultural artifacts like mint, swagger, and strut, and personal idiosyncrasies. There's a difference between gait recognition and quasi-gait recognition, in which the salient property is recognized based on features acquired while a subject is walking, but the features are not inherently part of the gait. For example, skeletal dimensions may be used during gait and used during recognizing an individual. However, skeletal dimensions may be measured other ways and are therefore not property of the gait. Some advantages are that Japanese researchers have found that using 3D imaging of a person's gait can be used to correctly identify them 90% of the time. And a barefoot interaction with the ground has been shown to correctly identify individuals as much as 99.6% of the time. Even though gait recognition has its disadvantages, it is still better than the normal photo identification and or fingerprinting. The reason is that even though gait recognition is useless on its own, together with quasi-recognition, it is better because if gait fails, then quasi can be the fallback, and you can test for both quasi and gait recognition at the same time. The way you would implement this in LAX is through cameras.
Warning: incorrect gait biometrics detected.
In the year 2525.
Analysis of metabolism has always been reserved for urine. Everyone said you had to pee in a cup to receive information, like a thumbprint of your metabolism. But not any longer. Using mass spectrometry, a team of Swedish researchers have been able to analyze the metabolic enzymes in our breath. And you know what's even cooler than that? Those metabolic enzymes show us what a person is like. Not just their diet, but a unique genetic print that distinguishes them from anybody else. This is amazing. This means you no longer have to pee in a cup. You just have to breathe into one tube. This was discovered when the researchers had a test subject breathe into a tube and then heated that tube to nearly boiling point and used mass spectrometry to analyze the results. They found that despite variances in diet between day to day, that the people all had their own unique whole breath print. And that breath print is easily able to analyze anybody's identity. There's really no way to fool it. And this is because metabolism is unique to you, and the only variance between days are diet. Even if you ate the exact same thing as the other person ate, your metabolism would guarantee your breath print is unique. And privacy? Well, no one cares who knows their breath print. And no one can replicate your breath print, so you're perfectly safe. There's no issue of privacy with breath print, as though it might be with urine analysis, or as though it is with gait analysis. Maybe this isn't right for prime time yet. We still do not have a perfect success rate, and they're still very expensive machines. But in the distant future, imagine LAX. We could use this to catch criminals of all shapes and sizes. Just breathe into a tube and you're done. It even allows for live analysis of results, maybe even faster than fingerprinting, definitely more reliable than earprint or gait analysis.
We hope that you enjoyed our informational video, and we hope that you see us, the amazing biometrics company, in your area soon.